In this video, we're going to show you how to modify the appearance of an axis. First, I'm going to create an axis inside a figure window. So I'm just typing the function called axis, and it will create an empty axis in the figure window. So I'm going to leave it to the side so that you can see the changes later. Next, I'm going to draw a circle inside this axis. As you know, we can do it by set the x value as a sine function, y value as a cosine function. I'm going to use the parametric representation to find the sine and cosine value. First, I'm going to create a vector t, which covers the area from 0 to 2 pi, and I'm going to use the linear space function 0 to 2 pi, and I choose 100 data points. So we'll create the vector t. And next I'm going to get the x vector, which is the sine t, and the y vector, which is the cosine t. Now I can use a plot function to plot x and y in the axis. And you will see there's the oval shape in the axis. It's not a completely round shape. And this is because the scale in the x-axis is different from the y-axis. You can actually correct it. The way to do it is to use the axis as a command, and we can enter the parameter called equal. In this case, I'm going to set the scale of x-axis and y-axis the same, and you will find that the oval becomes a circle. Further, we can also add the grid inside this axis. So we can turn the grid on, or we can turn the grid off. Next, we can change the shape of the axis to a square shape. So I can use axis square. Here you go. And further, we can actually change the range of x-axis and y-axis. And in this case, I can make the circle in the middle of the axis. So what I'm going to do is to use the axis function, and it will take a vector of 4 elements as input. The first 2 will be the range of the x-axis. The next 2 will be the range of y-axis. So I'm going to use -2 to +2 at the range of x-axis, and same thing for the y-axis. And you will see that because the range is expanded to -2 to +2, and the circle will become smaller, and it's in the middle of the axis. And also, you can always go back to the default state using the axis command with the parameter normal. It will restore the original aspect ratio of the axis. Next, we're going to discuss the hold on and hold off command. When you plot 2 lines, you can plot the lines together, or you can plot it one after the other. And in this case, you need to set the axis in the overlay mode instead of an override mode. And this is how it works. Right now, we have a vector t, which can be used as the x value, and vector x and y can be used as 2 functions. One is for the sine, the other is cosine. So let's see how it works if I use plot t and x. This will plot a sine line. And next, if I'm going to plot the y, it turns into a cosine. But you cannot put both lines in the same axis if you do it this way. So you need to set up the so-called hold on mode. You have to turn it on using the command hold and the parameter on. I can plot the sine function back to this axis without overriding the existing cosine line. And this is how it works. Once you finish that, it is always recommended to turn the overlay mode off so that you will always know that the axis is in a override mode rather than the overlay mode.